This message goes to all my students and fans of Dr. Sami YouTube channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. From the depth of my heart, I appreciate your support. My promise is to continue educating you and your student, and I will keep posting and posting. Thank you. Do not forget to keep recommending and even telling other friends to subscribe and follow this channel. Thank you. Hello, and how are you? This is Dr. Sami. Previously, we've done a chemistry revision paper, and for this one, we're doing a mathematics paper, a Form 3 paper 2. As I did before, we're going to do the questions. I'm going to post the questions without the answers. Then we will come back and do the questions together. Do not forget, this is Form 3 Mathematics Revision with Dr. Sami. Okay, a full paper will always start with a cover page. Always ensure to write your name, other necessary information, then go through the instructions. Of course, the full paper will have 16 compulsory questions and 8 questions, of which you're supposed to do 5. With this paper, question 1, it's a question on operation of numbers. You're supposed to use logarithm. Question number 2, it's a question on sequence and series. Go through the question. Question number 3, you have a cone and a hemisphere. You're supposed to find the volume. Question number 4, commercial arithmetics, compound interest. Question number 5, application of matrices in solving simultaneous equations. Question number 6, binomial expansion and its application. Question number 7, rate of work, whereby you have two machines, machine A and B. The hours they are taking to do the work respectively are given. Question number 8 is about chords, circles and chords, the intersecting chords and a tangent there. Question number 9, a question on mass, density and volume. Question number 10, these are questions on surds. Question number 11, these are linear inequalities. Question number 12, formulae, and you're supposed to make a variable t the subject of the formula. Question number 13, these are questions on error. You're supposed to calculate the percentage error. Then question number 14, equation of a circle. Question number 15, further logarithm. Question number 16, the arc length. Yes, the arc length and the angle subtended there. Remember, this is up to where I'll do the question. Otherwise, you can still go through section 2, attempt the question, then I'll upload in my next video. Question number 17, probability. Question number 18, common tangent of two circles. Question number 18, this is a cubic graph. Question number 20, this one is a frustrum on the hemisphere. Then follow the instruction for the question. Question number 21, taxation. Question number 22, valuation. Question number 23, these are trigonometric graph. And then question number 24, these are chords, circles and chords. Otherwise, all the best. Stop the video, do section 1, then of course follow as I do the questions. All the best. Thank you. Mathematics revision, Form 3, paper 2. Question number 1, you're supposed to operate these numbers using logarithm. The first thing you do, you find the logarithm of this number. Remember, I've written the number directly in standard form. This is 2 power 0. So the logarithm of this number is, as you can see it, the number is squared, so we're multiplying this by 2. If you multiply by 2, that is the logarithm you get there. Then find the logarithm of the other number, 3.8 times 10 to the power negative 2, because as you can see, the decimal, for the decimal to shift there, you go to the right 2 steps. So the logarithm of this is, as you can see it here. So remember, this one was multiplication. Multiplication means you add. So the logarithm of that, the square of that, you add to the logarithm of the second number, then you add, and this is what you get. Then I come to the denominator there. I have 6.82, the logarithm, there it is. The logarithm, remember, it's 2 power 0. Then I get the logarithm of 3.5. 3.5, there it is. Again, I'm multiplying, I'm adding. These two, I do addition. Once I do that, this is what I get. I can just rewrite it here. Remember now, the product there is divided by the product there. The logarithm of the product of the upper numbers, I'm dividing by the product of the logarithm of the lower number. So there they are, and I'm doing subtraction. I subtract. If I do subtraction, I get bar 1.5203. Now everything is under square root, so I have to divide by 2, or I multiply by half. Remember, if I have bar 1 there, it cannot be divided by 2 directly. So what I need to do here, I need to write that with a bar number that is a multiple of 2. So like this one, the whole of this, I can just write it like that. It is bar 2 plus 1. That is still bar 1. So with that, it is bar 2 aside plus 1. The 1 now you can join to this other part. So then I divide separately. Bar 1 divided by bar 2 divided by 2, that would be bar 1. Then this one divided by 2, it will be 0.7602. Yup, 07 then 602 to the nearest 4 decimal places. So then this one I will join them. This is 602. Then I add. I get that. Then I go to anti-logarithm. The anti-logarithm of that, 5.757 times 10 to the power 1. Then I rewrite that. I get the final answer there. Number 2, you're given that the T5 of an arithmetic progression is 11. You're also given that the T25 is 51. That's what the question says. And remember, this is the formula that the nth term of an arithmetic progression is given by the first term, A, then plus n, the nth term, the term itself, minus 1 multiplied by the common difference. So if they are talking of the fifth term, it is a plus 5 minus 1, 4d. That is 5 minus 1, 4d equals to 11. That is our first equation. Then the 25th term, a plus 25 minus 1, d, that is n minus 1, 24d equals to 51. So this is our second equation. So we only need to solve the simultaneous equation. What I'll do, or what I've done here, is to eliminate a by subtracting the two equations. 11 minus 51, negative 40. Then 4 subtract or take away 24, negative 20d. That is 40, 20, 40. Then I want to remain with d. So I will just divide by negative 20 here. Divided by negative 20, I'll get 2. So the value of d is 2. So what I need to do with for me to get the value of a, I'll just substitute d in, for instance, in the first equation. So a plus 4d. Now I know my d is 2. So equals to 11. So going ahead with this, as you can see, so a plus 8 equals to 11. So subtract 8 on both sides. So finally you'll have a is equals to 3. So with that, I have worked out the first term is 3, the common difference is 2. That is question number 2. Question number 3, you're given this figure, and this figure it's made up of a cone. So we have the upper part that is a cone, and we have the lower one that is a hemisphere. This is a hemisphere, half of a sphere. So you're given the height of the sphere and the cone is 17 centimeters. the radius of the cone, and which serves as the radius of the hemisphere, it's 5 centimeters. So the question is, find the volume of that toy. Actually, it's a toy. So we start with a cone. The volume of a cone is given by a third pi r squared h. A third pi r squared h. So it is a third pi, our radius is 5 squared times the height. Remember the height of the cone, this is also 5 centimeters. So I'll have to subtract 5 centimeters. So 17 subtract 5, so 12, that is 12 centimeters. So that's why I'm multiplying by the height of the cone, 12. So if I do that, I'll get 314.2 centimeters cubed, or cubic centimeters. The volume of the hemisphere, volume of a hemisphere is basically given by 4 over 3 pi r cubed. That's the volume of a hemisphere. And what that is a sphere, by the way. This is a sphere. So if I need to do the one for the hemisphere, I'll have to multiply by a half. So that is why I've multiplied by a half. Then the volume of a sphere, 4 over 3 pi, my radius again is 5 centimeters cube, 5 centimeters. Then I cube, I'll get 261.8. I think you can also confirm with your calculator there. So this is the volume of a hemisphere. So what do I need to do? For me to get the total, I need to add them. The volume of a cone, the volume of a hemisphere, I add. So I get my final volume to be 576.03 cubic centimeters. So number 3 done. Question number 4, a question on commercial arithmetics. Money, 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 money. Now, you're told that there's a guy who invested $500,000 in a bank, and this money was compounded after every 3 months, that is quarterly. It was compounded quarterly. So, the rate is 12% per annum. So, if it is compounded quarterly, that means this should be divided by 4. Because it is after every 3 months, and that's how we get the new rate there, the 3%. In the compound interest formula, that amount is given by the principal into 1 plus the rate of 100 times n, where n is the time. So with that, my new r will be 3. The question is, we calculate the time that it will take for this amount of money to double. That is the 500,000 to double to 1M or 1 million. So the amount in this case will be 1 million. The principal amount invested will be 500. So the new rate here per quarter year is 3. Then N. Remember now N now will be the total number of time in years multiplied by 4. So this one will be equivalent to 4 times N multiplied by that. So, but we'll work with it. First of all, we find n, then we'll work it out. So what I do, I only need to fix out what I know. So with that, this is the amount, the principal, the rate. 1 plus 3 over 100 will be 103 over 100. Yes, remember this is 100 over 100. 100 over 100, so the denominators are the same. So this is 103 divided by 100. So with that, it will be equivalent to 1.03. So over here this side, so what I've done here is to divide by 500,000. Yes, I divide by 500,000. So with that, a million divided by 500,000 would be 2. Then this would be 103. That is 1.03 to power n. Then, if you're given such a question, the best thing to do is to introduce logarithms on both sides. So I introduce logarithm here, I introduce logarithm. Then using the third law of logarithm, then this is log of 2, or logarithm of 2 is n multiplied by the log of 1.03. And if I want to find the log of, find n, I'll divide both sides by the log of 1.03. Is the same with this one, the log of 1.03, and that's what I've done here. So by doing that with your calculator, that is what exactly you get. But remember, this is the value of n, but it was equivalent to 4t. where t is time in years. So with that, I can divide both sides by 4. If I divide this by 4, this is the answer I get. And therefore, the time it will take for this 500,000 to double being invested in that bank will be 5.862 years. Yup, that is it. So the answer for number 4. Question number 5, application of matrix. Application of matrix, you're given this matrix there, and the first thing you're supposed to do is to find the inverse of this matrix. Start working out the determinant. The leading diagonal, the product, 3 times 3, subtract the product of the other diagonal, 5 times negative 4. So if you do that, you'll get this is 9 minus 20, you'll get 29. So the determinant is 29. So with that, since the determinant is not equal to 1, so we want to find the inverse of that matrix, the inverse. So it will be 1 over determinant, then the leading diagonal elements exchange. Coincidentally, in this case, they are 3, 3. So initially, they were to interchange. Then the other diagonal elements assumes different signs. So but they maintain their position. So this is negative 5 because it was 5. This is positive 4, it was negative 4. So this one, and with 1 over 29 here, 1 over determinant, it is the inverse. You can decide to leave it like that. You can decide to open the bracket. Done part A, the inverse of the original matrix. Now, I'm supposed to use the inverse I have to solve for this pair of simultaneous equations. So if you look at the two equations very well, they correspond to this matrix. 3, 5, 3, 5, negative 4, 3. They correspond very well. So what I need to do, if I want to solve this pair of equation, the inverse of the matrix multiplied by that matrix, multiplied by the matrix of the variables xy in that order xy, will give me the inverse of the matrix multiplied by the matrix of the constants here, A, B. So this is A, this is B. Good, this is A and B. Good, with that, I need to just arrange. I have the inverse of the matrix, then the original matrix, the xy, that is the variables, then the inverse of the matrix is there, the matrix of the constants, 213. So with that, a matrix multiplied by its inverse, it is a unit matrix, 1, 0, 0, 1. That is basically what I've done without much of a problem, and xy. So then on this other side, I can decide to start with this one. 3 times 2, 6, plus 4 times 13, 52. Okay, then I'm done with the first row and the first column. Then it will be the second row, that is second row here, it is negative 5, 2, that's negative 10, plus 3 times 13, 39. So there it is. This one, the unit matrix just behave as 1. So I multiply the whole of this by the matrix of the variables and get just xy. So with that, on this other side, this is 58, this is 29. Then I open the bracket. So if I open the bracket, 1 over 29 times 58 is 2. 1 over 29 of 29 is 1. I have it. So the matrix xy is equivalent to 2, 1. X is 2, y is 1. And that is question number 5 done. Number 6, this one is a question on binomial expansion. You're supposed to start by expanding 2 minus x raised to power 5. Good. The coefficients, I don't know if you use the Pascal's triangle just to generate this one, then the coefficients to the power of, if I can do that, that is to the power of 3, 4, 6, this is 4, 1, then finally this will be 5, 10, 10. You know what I'm doing? I'm just adding. So these are the coefficients, 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. So there they are, the coefficients. You can also generate them using a calculator. Good. With that, what I need to do here, it is the coefficient, then the first part here, 2 raised to power, the highest power, 5, then negative x raised to the lowest power, 0. So that is the starting point. The second one, I attach the coefficient there, then the 2 here raised to power 4, that is the power reduces, remember here it was 5, it reduces by 1, then the negative x power increases by 1, so it was 0, now it is negative 1 raised to power 1, then plus, I go to the next, the third coefficient, 2 raised to power 3, now it is less 1, negative x raised to power 2, here it was 1, now it is 2, continue plus 10 2x raised to power 2, negative x raised to power 3, remember now the power is increasing, this power is increasing, this one is decreasing, then plus, of course you continue. The question has directed you, you go up to the power of 3, that is x to power 3. With that, I can now simplify. 2 raised to power 5, remember x, negative x raised to power 0 is 1, there is a 1, so that is all 1. 2 raised to power 5, 32. Good, with that, I have x, negative x raised to power 1, so that makes this sign to be negative, so negative is then 4x raised to power 4, that is 16 times 5, 80, 80x is there. Then plus, remember now you have negative x squared, so the negative now becomes a plus. So 2 to the power 3, that is 8 times 10, 80. Good. X now is squared. We go on. Negative x cubed. It means finally to be negative. So this sign will have to change to negative. So 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 10, 40. 40 cubed. So that is the end of it. Remember, this is the expanded form of the binomial expressions we have there. Part B, you're supposed to apply this. You apply the expanded form to solve for 1.98 power 5. So all you need to know is that whatever is given there is equivalent to what is in bracket. So 2 minus x is equivalent to 1.98. So I form that equation, then I solve for x. If I solve for x, so x will be equal to 0.02. If that is the case, I need to just substitute x in my expanded form. I just take x, 0.02, where there is x, I replace it. So that will be 32 minus 80 into x plus 80 into x squared. Remember the second x is squared here. Then minus 40 into x cubed. Instead of x, we're using now 0.02. If I do continue with my calculator and then work it out, finally I will get 30.32. You are directed to give your answer to 4 significant figures or significance figures. Good. That is question number 6 done. 7, you're talking about 2 machines. 2 machines, machine A and machine B. Machine A can do a piece of work within 6 hours, while machine B can do the same piece of work within 10 hours. So what we need to do is to work out the rate of work of these 2 machines. Within 1 hour, machine A, or the machine A, the way you will pronounce that, it will do 1/6 of the work. 1/6 of the work. Machine B, or the machine B, will do 1/10 of the same piece of work. So this is the fraction representing the piece of work each machine can do within an hour. Now we are told that they did work together for 2 hours. Then machine A broke down. Good. With that, machine A and B working for 2 hours, it will be twice their ratio added. So 1/6 plus 1/10, you multiply by 2. If you do work out that, if you add that, multiply by 2, you'll get 16/30. If you like, you can call it 8/15. It is the equivalent fraction there. So this is the piece of work that was done by the 2 machines, A and B, within 2 hours. 2 hours. Now we need to work out what is the remaining piece of work. The whole piece of work, 15/15, subtract 8/15. With that, 7/15 of the work is undone, not yet done. So this is the piece of work machine B will do alone. So with that, we need to divide the piece of work to be done, divided by the ratio of the work machine B can do within 1 hour. So if I divide that by 5 2 by 5 3, we are talking about 14 over 3. 14 over 3 is 4 and 2 over 3 hours. Otherwise, if you like, you can say it is 4 hours. And our 2 over 3, if you multiply by 60, this is 4 hours and 40 minutes. 4 hours, 40 minutes. Question 7 done. Question number 8, you have a circle here. And this circle has a chord WX extended. Then it has another chord YZ extended. And a tangent at a point S. The tangent and the two chords extended or produced meet or intersect at a point X there. Okay, you're given WX is 5 centimeter, XQ is 6 centimeters, ZQ is 4 centimeters. The first question, as you can see in the question paper there, is to find the value of the chord QY. QY. You find the length of that chord from that point. So that is not the chord necessarily, but the line QY. QY. With that, I know if I'm given a chord like this, of like two extended chords meeting somewhere externally, what we usually say, the length of the chord and the extended or the produced section there, QW, like this one, QW multiplied by QX. Now the extended or the produced section there, that is QX, will be equal to the other one, QY, that is QY multiplied by QZ. QZ. That one. So I think that's something you should know. With that, I know QX is 6 centimeters multiplied by QW. QW 6 plus 5, 11. So will be equal to QY not given multiplied by QZ 4. That one. If I work out that, I'll have 66. That is 66 equals to 4y. Dividing by 4. So this one, if I divide by 4, finally I get 16.5. That is the chord. That is the chord QY. QY. But the question there is YZ. Yep, actually it's not QY but YZ. If that is the case, then YZ, the length of the chord itself will be QY subtract the QZ. Like it is done. 16.5 subtract 4. You get 12 point. So like this one, this is 12.5 centimeters. That is actually what we were asked to find. Not QY, but YZ. YZ. Good. With that, we can do part B. Part B. Remember, a tangent can resemble a chord on an extended chord, only that it is not passing inside. So what we usually say, if it is Q, this is QS. QS times QS times itself, yes, QS times QS will be equal to QZ, yes, QZ produced, multiplied by QY. So on that we have, this is 4, the whole of it is 16, multiplied by 16.5, that is 66 equals to QS squared. Find the square root, then get it there, 8.124 centimeters. Well, number 9, you're given a question whereby you have an artisan with 63 kgs of metal. This is a metal. The density of that metal is given 7,000 kilograms per cubic meter. So given the mass, you're given the density. So this artisan intends to make a pipe. He intends to make a pipe, a rectangular shaped pipe. And the external dimension of the pipe is 15 by 12. The internal is 12 by 10. So the question is, you find the length of that pipe. Remember the formula? Volume will be given by mass divided by density. And that's what exactly I've done. The mass, 63 kilograms divided by 7,000. And you'll get 0.009 cubic meters. Remember, that one you can convert. You can basically convert. Remember, 1 meter cubed is equivalent to 1 million centimeters cubed. So that's what I've done. I can just multiply by this to make it cubic centimeters, 9,000. So then the next thing I need to know is the area of the cross section. Area of the cross section. Remember, it is the bigger rectangle, subtract the empty, the inner rectangle, for you to get the area of the cross section. So 15 times 12, 180, 12 times 10, 120, subtract, you get 60. For you to find the length of the pipe, remember the volume of the pipe will be the area of the cross section multiplied by the length. So for me to get the length, it will be the volume of the pipe, the material that is used to make the pipe, divided by the area of the cross section. And with that, I'll get 150 centimeters, which I can simply convert. Remember, I can divide by 100, and I'll get 1.5 meters. So the length of the pipe is 1.5 meters. With question number 10, this is a question on surds. Surds, we are supposed to simplify. We are given 3 over root 5 minus 2 plus 1 over root 5. And you're supposed to leave your answer in the form a plus b root c. So what I need to do with the operation I have here, or the expression I have here, I can just add. So like this one, my LCM will be root 5 times this, root 5 times root 5 minus 2. So what I'll do, taking this, divide by this, I'll get this. Otherwise what I'm doing is to cross multiply. 3 times root 5, I get 3 root 5. Then the whole of this, 5 root 5 minus 2 times 1, it's there. So when I do that, I'll have 3 root 5, add root 5, I'll get 4 root 5 minus 2. Then the denominator, I can open the bracket. Root 5 times root 5, I get 5. Then negative 2 times root 5, I get negative 2 root 5. So with this, I only need to rationalize this denominator. And rationalizing the denominator, whatever is the denominator here guides me. So it is 5 minus 2 root 5. So what I'll do, I'll multiply by the conjugate surd, 5 plus 2 root 5 over itself. So like I've done here. So the whole of this multiply by this. That's what I've tried to do in this point. Okay, that's what I've tried to do here. The whole of this term multiply by this. So opening the bracket, 4 root 5 multiply by the whole of this, negative 2 multiply by the whole of that. Good. The lower one, remember now this will give you a difference of 2 squares. 5 squared subtract 2 root 5 squared. Just that. So this one, like if I start with the lower one, this will be 25 minus 20. So remember this will be 2 times 2, 4, root 5 times root 5, 5. That's how I get 20. With the upper one, this will be 20 root 5. This will be 40. Yep, if you are able to open the bracket, this will be 4 times 5, 20. 20 root 5. This one will be 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 5. Because root 5 is 5. 40. So with that, minus 10. How do I get 10? 2 times 5, negative. This one is 4 root 5. So if I put these terms together, 40 and 10, I get 30. Then this one, 20 root 5 minus 4 root 5, get 16 root 5. Then I only need to simplify. 30 divided by 5, 6. 16 over 5, it's here, root 5. So I have expressed it in form of a plus b root c. So whereby a is 6, b is 16 over 5, yes, and c is 5. That is number 10. Well done. 11, you're given two inequalities. You're given x minus 3 over 3 is less than 1. You're also given this one. 3x plus 1 is less or equal to negative 17. You were supposed to solve this pair of inequalities, then you state all the integral values. So what I need to do with this one, I can multiply by 3. I can multiply by 3 all through, just to eliminate this denominator here. So finally this will be x minus 3. Remember 3 and 3 will cancel. So then 1 times 3 will be 3. So x minus 3 is less than 3. So then what I can do, I can add 3 on both sides. So x finally will be less than 6. On the other side, if I have this, I can decide to subtract 1 on both sides. So finally 3x will be less or equal to negative 18. That is 17 minus 1. So I can now divide by 3 on both sides. So dividing by 3 there, x will be greater or equal to negative 6. Remember that is negative 6. Negative 6 there. So with that, I have the range of values, the integral values from negative 6 included, up to positive 6 not included. So the integral values, if you can list them down, it will start with negative 6 because it is included. It can also be equal to negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0 is included, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is not included. Do not include positive 6 there. So that is question number 11. Well done. Question number 12. Then you're given this. M is equals to 2 minus 2t over t plus 1 raised to power third. Good. You're supposed to make t the subject of the formula. With that, over here it is cube root. So the reverse of cube root is cube. So I need to cube both sides. So what I'll do on this side, 1 over 3 times 3, m raised to power 3. So with that, the cube root sign is gone. So I will remain with m cubed is 2 minus 2t over t plus 1. With that, I now cross multiply. I do cross multiplication. T times m cubed plus m cubed. Yes, you can see it there. Then I'll have 1 multiplied by the whole of this. You can see it there, 2 minus 2t. So what I do at this point is to put the terms that contain t together. So this one has t, this one has t. So I'll put them on this side. Remember this one, it will be positive on this side. So the 2 now minus m cubed will be on this side. So having done that, now I can factor out t. I can factor it out. So t is now outside. I have a factor here, m cubed plus 2. So with that, I can now decide to divide by this factor, m cubed plus 2. And then I divide this side with m cubed plus 2. So having done that, the whole of this will cancel. So t will be equivalent to 2 minus m cubed all over m cubed plus 2. So I've expressed t in terms of m as the question asks there. That is number 12. Question number 13, you're supposed to work out the percentage error with the calculation of the volume of a cone. It is a volume of a cone, and you're given that the radius of this cone is 4.3 centimeters and the height is 8 centimeters. So all that you need to start by doing is to work out the upper limit and the lower limit of this number. If it is the upper limit, it is 3.45. If it is the lower limit, it is 3.35. With this one, the upper limit is 8.5. The lower limit is 7.5. So if you want to work out the actual volume is basically a third pi r squared h. So this is a third pi, radius is 3.4, and then h. You get the actual volume. The maximum possible volume will be when you're working with the upper limits. So like in this one, I'll be working with the radius of 3.45 and the height of 8.5. So that will give me the maximum possible volume for this cone. The minimum possible volume, remember this is the minimum possible volume, will be when I'm working with the lower limits, 3.35 as the radius and 7.5 as the height. And I'll get 88.18 centimeters cubed. So this is the lowest volume possible. Then I go on. I need to work out the absolute error. The maximum volume, subtract the minimum volume divided by 2. And I'll get 8.905 as absolute error. Now, I can use that to work out what we call the relative error. That is the error, absolute error, divided by the actual value. With the percentage error, then I only need to multiply by 100. And I'll get the percentage error in the calculation of volume, 9.191%. Question number 13 done. 14, you're given this equation, 2x squared plus 2y squared minus 16x plus 8y plus 8 equals to 0. So this is equation of a circle, and you're supposed to find the center and the radius of that circle. So what I can do, I can divide all through by 2. If I divide this by 2, by this is 8, this is 4, and this is 4. Then I can rewrite. If I rewrite this, it will be x squared minus, I can now put the like terms together, minus 8x plus dash. So in the first case, this would be a dash. Then y squared, remember now it will be y squared plus 4y. Yeah, this one, now it will be plus 4y, then minus dash. Equals to, this is now negative, positive 4, it will be negative 4 plus. Now, I want to show you what exactly I'm doing. I'm trying to complete square. It's the a half of negative 8 squared here. So the other dash here will be, for me to complete this square here, it will be a half of 4 squared. So it will be 4 divided by 2, 2 squared. That is what I'm adding here. And whatever I add here, and this one, I'll also add on the other side. Negative 4 squared, it's here. Then 2 squared is also here. So with that, now I can do factorization. X minus 4, both of them in squared. X minus 4 squared. Then y plus 2 squared. Yes, squared. Equals to negative 4 plus 16 plus 4. So 4 and 4 will cancel, it will be 16. So with that, I have the two terms here equals to 16. The two terms equals to 4 squared. Remember, the reason for this format, it's for me to agree with the format for the equation of a circle. X minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals to r squared, where a, b are the center. The r here is the radius. So with that, for our equation here, remember this negative 4. So it will be the opposite sign there. It will, the x coordinate will be 4. The y coordinate that is positive here will be negative. So the center for the circle is 4, negative 2. The radius will be 4 units. Yes, 4 units. That is how you do that. Question number 14. Question number 15 here. You're given that the log of 5 minus 2 plus log of 2x plus 10 is the same as log of x minus 4. So the first point, or the first area that you should pay some attention is these two. You have to express it as a logarithm. So with that, what I am doing, remember these are common logarithms. Logarithm to the base of 10. So log to the base of 10 of a number that I don't know equals to 2, the number that I'm given. So if I can change that to index notation, the base raised to the logarithm 10 equals to the number. So the number that I'm looking for is 100. So 2 is the same as log of 100. So when I'm rewriting this, it should be log of 5 minus log of 100 plus log of 2x plus 10 equals to the log of x minus 4. With that, here I'm adding, here I'm subtracting. So it means this is a log of 5 times these. Remember, these two logarithms are being added. 5 times 2x plus 10. Then this one I'm subtracting, so divided by 100. So with that equals to the log of the other one. So with that, I can now equate, remember these are logs. The log equals the log. So I can equate the number. The whole of these equate by that. If I equate that, I have an equation. 10x, remember I've opened the bracket here. 10x plus 50 over 100 equals to x minus 4 over 1 now, cross multiply. If you cross multiply, you get that equation. Once you have that, you can go ahead and simplify it to that. You will end up with an equation 450. Remember that one, you add, you subtract there. 450 is equivalent to 90x. So with that, I can now divide by 90, divide here by 90. So that is 1. 450 divided by 90. Yes, 450 divided by 90, you get 5. So the value of x that you're looking for is equivalent to 5. That's number 15. Finally, number 16. Number 16, the end of section 1 of this paper 2. You're given that the major arc of a circle subtends an angle of 240 degrees. The length of the arc is 88 centimeters. So the question is, find the diameter. We are working out the diameter. With that, the angle at the center, 240 over 360 pi r 2r. That is pi d 2r. So then you simplify. By 2 1 by 2 1 80, 0 and 0 will go. By 6 there is 4, by 6 is 3. With that you have 88 divided by 21. 88 divided by 21, approximately 4.19. R equals to 88. So if you go ahead and you divide that, 88 divided by 4.19, you will get approximately 21. Actually it will be 21.0 something. Approximately to the nearest whole number is 21. So remember, our question is diameter. Diameter is twice the radius. You multiply by 2 and the diameter of that circle will simply be 42 centimeters. That is the end of the section 1 of the paper 2. The section 1 paper 2. Do not forget to come back, as I'll be doing section 2. Yeah, the 8 questions, 10 mark each in section 2. Otherwise, continue watching Dr. Sirme. Chemistry and mathematics have been simplified. Thank you and goodbye.